The Israel-Iran war has cast a dark shadow over Tehran, turning a once vibrant capital into a desolate ghost city, its streets emptied by a massive exodus of terrified citizens. According to the latest reports, despite the Iranian government's desperate pleas for people to stay and remain in their homes, fear has overwhelmed the population, with smoke clouding every horizon. Israeli fighter jets relentlessly dominate the skies, bombing targets across the city, hospitals marked with red crescent symbols where Iranian soldiers hide, missile launchers, and military vehicles obliterated on the move. The systematic decimation of Tehran has unleashed unprecedented panic, leaving its people in terror. I'll unpack this catastrophic conflict, the collapse of Iran's regime, and the profound implications for the region and beyond. The human cost in Tehran is staggering. All shops have closed, essential goods are unavailable in markets, and extremely long queues snake around for scarce petrol and other necessities. The population lives in constant dread, confirming what I've emphasized in many previous videos. Iran as a country cannot be compared to Israel militarily. Israeli aircraft have completely dominated Iranian airspace, with Israel admitting just 2 days ago that one of their drones, not a fighter jet, was shot down by Iranian forces. This highlights Israel's total air dominance over Tehran and all of Iran, marking a fundamental shift in the philosophy of warfare globally, especially in the Middle East and Asia. Arab nations, once cowed by Iran's threats, now see a humbled regime reduced to crying and begging other countries to intervene and tell Israel to stop the bombing. Iran's spiritual leader, Ali Khamenei, projects defiance, proclaiming, "We will never surrender, we will fight this war, we will attack America." Yet, simultaneously, the Iranian administration is desperately trying to negotiate with America through various back channels. This aligns with the US president's blunt statement, "Don't come to me asking for negotiations. I'm not ready to decide yet whether to kill Khamenei or not." New reports are emerging that Khamenei may have been killed, though this isn't confirmed yet. Iran's missile launches toward Israel have clearly decreased over the past 2 days, with Israeli officials stating that Iran launched about 400 missiles, a large percentage of which were intercepted. Israel declares they have fully achieved their targets and still have remaining objectives, including Iran's economic infrastructure and other facilities, fighting from 1,500 kilometers away, a harsh reality underscoring their military superiority. America's Fordow nuclear facility, nestled deep under a mountain, has become a focal point. Israel lacks the capability to bomb this underground site, as it requires specialized GBU bunker buster bombs. This ties into the next phase of attacks, with America expected to join the war either tonight or tomorrow. The reason is clear. The US has declared a 4-day holiday for its Jerusalem embassy starting today, Saturday, continuing through Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Additionally, Iran's embassy in Britain has been instructed to lock down and move staff to bunkers. This precise timing confirms America's imminent entry into the war. Along with unconfirmed reports of Khamenei possibly being killed, it's evident Iran has completely lost this conflict. All of Iran's boasts about attacking America, bombing Saudi Arabia, striking the UAE, or burning Israel have proven to be nothing but lies and bluffs. None of it happened. While Iran crumbles, new reports show Israelis returning to beaches, demonstrating no fear. Have you heard of any Israelis fleeing because of this war? There's no exodus. Every Israeli home has bomb shelters, and they continue their daily routines. Since yesterday, charter flights have started evacuating people from Ben Gurion Airport, underscoring the stark contrast, Iran's defeat versus Israel's resilience. When we consider all this, what becomes clear? Iran has suffered total defeat in this war. The US president's evening statement suggested there may or may not be attacks, but preparations are visible at Diego Garcia, near India's Thiruvananthapuram, and other US bases worldwide. Meanwhile, 2 senior Iranian officials, both connected to the IRGC, told the New York Times in an exclusive interview that they're preparing to attack US bases. Let me be clear. If they dare attack American assets and cause significant damage, I can say with certainty that America will not hesitate to use nuclear weapons against Iran. This possibility cannot be ruled out because Iran has become an enemy to all nations. No country supports them anymore. This is the crucial point. Their defense leaders, officers, top scientists, all are being eliminated. The question remains, what's left of this nation? You must understand the tragedy of a country where enemy aircraft freely bomb everywhere, leaving nothing but smoke and destruction. Every new report shows more senior defense officials being killed, more scientists eliminated, more leadership destroyed. The simple question is this all that Iran amounted to? All their propaganda, their extremist religious ideology, their dictatorial rule? Has it all come to this? Even in India, some supported them, but what was the final result? The world has completely isolated Iran. Do you really think if Iran attacks US bases, America will stay silent? America will wipe Iran off the map completely because America has that determination regarding Iran, let alone Israel's situation. The first step has been completed by Israel. They've destroyed Iran's air defense systems. Now America will finish the job by bombing Iran's underground nuclear facilities in the mountains, which Israel couldn't bomb because it requires specialized bunker buster bombs. This will be the final solution. Khamenei's end will be worse than Saddam Hussein's. The Iranian people, who were initially anti-American and anti-Israel, have now realized their powerlessness. That's why Iran is banning social media and internet, because the truth is turning people against the regime. Justice is coming for this evil regime that killed millions. Within 3 to 4 days, the world will see the complete picture as everything comes out. The mullah regime is ending. This will become clear in the coming days. Khamenei's fate will be worse than Saddam's. Understand this. The people who once opposed America and Israel have now understood the reality. They have nothing left and are turning against their own government. That's why Iran is saying don't use social media. Don't use internet, because the truth is emerging against them. This is how Iran has changed course. Justice will be served, because this is about someone who killed countless people. This evil regime, this wicked administration is meeting its end. In the next 2 to 3 days, we'll clearly see this unfolding before the world's eyes. The final result is that the world has completely isolated Iran. Don't imagine that if Iran attacks US bases, America will remain silent. America will completely annihilate Iran. Regarding Israel's situation, the first step has been fully accomplished by Israel. They've destroyed how Iran's air defense systems should have defended them. Now it's America's turn to bomb Iran's underground nuclear facilities in the mountains. This is the only solution that will end the problem. Understand this, Iran will find peace, the mullah rule will end. In 3 or 4 days, the complete picture will become clear to the world. Every detail will emerge. Saddam Hussein's end was bad, but Ali Khamenei's end will be even worse. Understand this, the people there were initially opposed to America and Israel, but they've now realized the reality that they have nothing left and are completely lost. They've turned against their own government. That's why Iran is saying not to use social media or internet, because what comes through those channels is against Iran. This is how Iran has changed direction. Here's what we must understand. Justice will be served because we're talking about someone who killed lakhs of people. This immoral regime, this evil administration is coming to an end. It will happen within the next 2 or 3 days. That's what we'll be able to see clearly. It is a known fact that Iran's spiritual leader, referred to as the supreme leader, holds all the key portfolios, including Iran's defense, which is under his control. He is associated with the IRGC, which has created a grand intelligence system involving proxies in other countries. Israel is fully determined to eliminate him, but the American president has temporarily vetoed this action. However, it can be understood that Ali Khamenei, connected to Shia leaders, is not only significant in Iran, but also in Iraq, where there are Shia leaders like Grand Ayatollah Sistani. Sistani has issued a statement that has come out, in which he has appealed to both America and Israel, requesting them not to kill Ali Khamenei for the time being. He stated that killing him would cause widespread problems in the region. In other words, this Ali Khamenei is a person who stands against the use of this authority. The reason is that Ayatollah Sistani, who is primarily a spiritual figure, does not engage much with power. Primarily for the Shia Muslims, in their seminaries, Sistani is also a senior teacher. He is basically from Iran, but his area of operation is in Iraq. Similarly, Ayatollah Khomeini's son has also come forward with a statement saying that Ali Khamenei should not be killed at this moment. There must be a reason for them saying this. In other words, Iran, where both power and spirituality coexist, is the headquarters for Shia Muslims. So if its leader is eliminated, Sunni Muslims would dominate over the Shia Muslims. This is the main reason they are saying this, as the conflict or fight between them, referred to as a clash, has been ongoing for centuries. This is the primary reason they are saying this now. Another senior Shia cleric has stated that if people like Ali Khamenei are eliminated, it could allow Sunni Muslims ISIS to regain strength repeatedly. This is indeed a correct interpretation because the primary target of this ISIS was the Shia community. To counter this, what is referred to as Shia militancy emerged, and later it turned around. After that, it shifted against America and Israel. In other words, this is a major twist in the religious geopolitics related to the Iran-Israel war. The fear among Shia clerics, meaning if the situation in Iran collapses, is that Shia Muslims might cease to exist globally. The reason is that their spiritual leadership and programs all involve power dynamics. Many other Shia leaders have not been able to access this power. For example, take the case of Hezbollah's Nasrallah. He was equally involved in politics and militancy, and he was eliminated. Similarly, there was a leader of militias in Syria who was also eliminated. These individuals operated with both power and militias, and now only one person remains who combines these two operations, Ali Khamenei. This is the core issue, and this is the basic problem, which is why they are afraid. It can be understood that many senior teachers in Shia seminaries, including those associated with Tehran, are stepping back now because if they are also killed, there will be no one to lead the Shia community. This is one fear on the other side. If we look at Iran's history, it was ruled by a monarchy for thousands of years, which was overthrown to bring about the Islamic Revolution. Almost simultaneously, a cultural revolution occurred in Saudi Arabia. When Saudi Arabia and the UAE reversed their course, only Iran continues to maintain a hardcore Islamic governance model today. This is another reason for the situation. Everywhere else, Sunni Muslims have somewhat of an upper hand. So, if Israel or America eliminates Ali Khamenei, the Shia Muslims would lose a charismatic leader who combines power and influence. When that happens, everyone would dominate over them, particularly Sunni Muslims, who would gain the upper hand. This is the understanding. You should not forget an incident in 2018 when the Saudi Arabian king referred to Ali Khamenei as today's Hitler. Later, issues like the Houthi conflict led these two countries to pursue bilateral relations. If we talk about it within the Arab system's Islamic framework, the governance model that blends spirituality and power is heading toward collapse. A significant event occurred when Al Jazeera reported on it. The first thing Al Jazeera reported is that 3 flights from Iran, passenger planes, landed in Oman. When we connect the dots, it is said that Khamenei and his family fled from Iran out of fear. It is clear that 3 flights came from Iran, as confirmed by Reuters and AP. They also say that people wearing Shia turbans disembarked. However, it is not clearly reported who they were. Some parts can be understood, and some reports suggest that their entire family, along with many people associated with the Shia leadership, might have temporarily left Iran. This possibility cannot be ruled out because in any other country, they would be targeted. Even in Oman, the possibility of an Israeli spy operation targeting them cannot be dismissed. It is a multiple possibility. The option before Mossad, so to speak, is not limited to Iran. They would target them wherever they go in the world. That is one such scenario. Why didn't they go to Qatar? They feared America. Why didn't they go to other Arab countries? They feared America and other countries. Why did they choose Oman? Because Oman acts as a mediator in discussions with both America and Iran, but it has no significant influence. Oman quickly drafted a proposal and sent it to America, but America didn't give it any importance. That's all there is to it. The weight that America and other countries give to these nations must be understood first. They use them for their purposes and then discard them. This is the exact situation. Now, this incident has occurred, and let me ask one thing. Qatar has the most significant military American presence. Qatar also has good relations with Iran. Why couldn't they say no to Qatar? Because Qatar's security is tied to America. Why don't other Arabian countries de-escalate when they talk about de-escalation? Because their security depends on it. This is the issue. The biggest problem in Arab countries is that they cannot establish their own security. Shia and Sunni groups fight each other, turning the entire region into a problem zone because most countries only claim to have democracy. An Islamic scholar and college professor in India said that Iran has a great democracy, but its history shows that they hijacked their own elections to bring in people Khamenei favored. How many times has this happened? What kind of democracy is it when, despite a certain percentage of votes, they bring in their own people and set everything aside? This is what is called democracy in Iran's Islamic State. This is why the entire public is frustrated. This is the main issue. This so-called theocratic state cannot provide these things. People have no jobs. The economy is collapsing. It's heading into a severe crisis with sanctions on one side. This is how Iran has become such a country. This is the situation. I repeat, the 46 years of Shia rule are about to end, and this report shows signs of that fear. Sistani is saying that killing him would cause him to flee to Oman, as reports suggest. Reports are coming that his family and the IRGC have also gone. On the other side, Iran's senior ministers are pleading with America to stop the war somehow. Another minister went to Geneva pleading with European countries. Was there any need for all this? Who did all this for? Ultimately, who benefits? Iran, as a country, may cease to exist. Who brought this about? Khamenei and his associates. Ultimately, who suffers? The ordinary people. This is the biggest result Iran has achieved. The global context amplifies Iran's isolation. Russia and China, once Iran's allies, have remained silent, prioritizing economic ties with Sunni-majority Gulf states like Israel and the UAE, who view Iran's nuclear ambitions as a primary regional threat. The reported flight of Khamenei's family to Oman, a neutral mediator with limited clout, underscores the regime's desperation. No Islamic nation openly supports Iran, with even Pakistan maintaining distance despite some ties. The fear of a Sunni resurgence, particularly through groups like ISIS, drives Shia clerics' pleas to spare Khamenei, as his death could destabilize their global influence and embolden Sunni extremists. For Indian workers in the Gulf, particularly in the UAE and Saudi Arabia, this conflict poses significant risks. Iran's potential desperation could lead to erratic attacks on U.S. allied nations, threatening the stability of economic hubs where millions of Indians live and work. These workers contribute billions in remittances, vital to India's economy. Iran's collapse could disrupt oil supplies, triggering a spike in global prices and impacting India's energy security, given the Gulf's role as a major oil supplier. The Middle East stands at a pivotal crossroads, with Iran's 46-year theocratic experiment unraveling, leaving ordinary Iranians to bear the cost of their regime's failures. As the world watches, the coming days will reveal the full extent of this historic reckoning and its ripple effects across the globe.